Hello, Quentin Parnell here. So I'm going to go over what we're going to do in week one of our session here of our non-traditional practice. We have 5 students, 5 juniors coming in, pretty little juniors, so using the ADM format, we're going to try to go through these. So I'm going to kind of go through what we're doing, and I'll talk about why they were chosen. So the first one's going to be more where we'll see some more of that traditional golf kind of being played. We're going to be doing that. We've got these 2 orange dots set up here, and their objective is to putt this softer golf ball that we have and put it into a square of alignment sticks that we have at the end. What we'll be doing there is just focusing on speed. The space is pretty big, but they're focusing on controlling that speed and getting that feel there. So that'll be station 1. Station 2, we have 2 hula hoops here where they're going to walk up to it. They're going to hop in each loop. Step in, hop, and then into the handle. And so the objective there is that we're kind of using some hopping motions and then using that coordination to get the footwork down to get the ball in the goal. And then our final one over here, what we'll be doing is they're going to be weaving through some cones. So they'll start on the right, moving to the left, moving to the right, moving back to the left, and then we've got a beanbag there where they're going to try to toss it into the cornhole hole. The objective here is just to really follow the ADM, right? So these are little guys. Nobody's even over the age of 10. I think 8 is our oldest. So the objective is to get them moving and focus on those things. So we're trying to multitask in some different areas, and the goal would be is that we keep this fairly fast paced. So we might go through these sections 2 or 3 times, depending on the focus level and the effort that we have going. So being our first session, we'll kind of touch and feel on what that looks like, but the goal is to keep them moving in this circuit style event here, so that way they stay energized, they stay focused, and that we don't lose their attention. The game that we're going to finish with is what we call putt and move. So I've got 5 dots here around the corner, and they're going to use, I've got more of these soft balls, and their job is to try to putt into those zones. So each of them is going to get one chance to putt into the zone, and then they'll rotate around. So they'll run back here or behind, make sure nobody gets hit. They all try, and I'll try to conduct it. So 1, 2, 3, hit or putt. And then whatever color ball is going to get into the zone will get a point, and that will be the game that we'll play. And we'll try to play, we'll again try to gauge it. Being the first week, it might be 5, it might be 11 points, but we'll kind of gauge that as we go, maybe play it twice. But I think we'll start with 5 points and see. Really, hopefully by the time I get through the first section of the session, I should have an idea of how good or how skilled our players are, to have an idea if we want to play for 5 or 7, but that'll be the goal there. The reason these were chosen is we're using a Mac Gym. Really, they didn't want any golf clubs being swung in the air, so putting was really the best option of what we had. And then the other focus was just getting them moving. Being really young, I wanted to make sure that we were keeping them moving and going, and that was really the focus here. So I think this is great. Again, using the ADM model, getting some great inspiration from some of the games that they had on there, just kind of incorporating those, kind of pairing them up. I think a circuit for little kids, I've found keeps them really engaged, keeps them moving, and they have a little bit more fun. So that's kind of what we'll be doing. That'll be our first week, and then the weeks going forward will just be modifications and some other new games here. So again, we're using the Columbia Basin College Mac Gym, and look forward to having all of the faculty children out here to come and do this, and it should be fun.